It's I think it's 2:16. Double check that clock. 2:17 on a Monday afternoon. We just finished up our, I think it was our 6th movement of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. We've been moving from truck to truck to truck to truck. I just haven't been in the mood to do much YouTubing. Trying to figure out all the different trucks every day. This is the 2nd truck I've been in today. Pretty nice truck. It's one of the first Arcadia? Yeah. It was one of the first Arcadia trucks our company got. It's got a wet line. A lot of power, 13 speed, Detroit diesel, of course. So let's check in with dispatch and see what else they got. I lost my phone, so I'm using my personal phone. So this truck doesn't like to idle. Hello, Bob Tailing and Metzen. LTL.
That's
464 164 13 stall 19. All right. I know where I left my phone. It's in the truck I was in this morning. It's in right where I just put that phone. I called the driver. I says, when you come in, pick up my phone, take it inside, and tell him to charge it up. So we're going to pick up an LTL, which means less than container load freight or consolidated freight. It came off the Monday ship, which is down there. I think they're still offloading. No, they're loading. So they're already offloaded and reloading. It's a big ship. They might be doing both. It looks mostly like loading. So let's go pick up this 45 footer over in Bravo 13 stall 19. AC is good, the radio is so-so, the chair is comfortable, so pretty good truck. It's very big though, in the sense that it's the fifth wheel is very high. So high that you almost always have to release the air brakes and bring it down, otherwise the chassis is gonna really drop. Big airbags and a really high saddle on the fifth wheel. This is the truck we primarily use for our tilt deck work. And we have a driver that works nights with the big boxes, and he normally drives this truck. But he's off this week, so we might be driving it all week long. We'll see how it goes. Let's go check out Bravo 13 stall 19. 413. Still 19. Is that the one she gave me? 464 164. It's an 18 right there. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and drop the airbags again. Like I said, this fifth wheel is really high. I'll show you what I mean in a minute here. Underneath, so now I'm going back up, lifting it. There we go. There we go. Four-way flashers, lights, and if you turn on the fast idle, it'll stay idling. Pretty nice truck. Cap for the tank. Too much chrome, too much work to keep it clean. I made a delivery in a laydown yard today. Now I gotta wash the truck again. Inflated. All the lights seem to be working. Sealed. Mud flaps. Looking good. Right? Look at that, filthy. Terrible. how narrow that one side was? Would have been hard to go left. Getting used to the 9-speed again. There we go. This morning I was in a 10-speed and then just took over this truck. A couple of runs. Still getting used to the 9-speed again. Back and forth we go. Each truck has a little bit different personality. So the weather the last few days has been about as good as you can get it. Bright blue skies, right around 80-degree weather. A little bit rainy sometimes in the morning. Trade winds are blowing steady, 10, 15 miles an hour. Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Which one goes first? This one. 48,724 pounds of consolidated freight. These LTLs are our most valuable or most highest priority freight, in the sense that when there's an LTL movement available, it goes to the top of the list. And it's just a real quick bread and butter run. We do them all day long when the ships are in. Pick them up full, take them over to our warehouse, and try to get them onto the dock. The dock then just as soon as they can get to it, pulls everything out, inventories it, and then sets it up for deliveries. A little bit will get warehoused, but most of it stays right on the dock and gets reloaded into other containers or other trucks. So we have a large open dock in our warehouse, and that completely fills up at some point during the day. And then over the night, the loaders pick away at it, load it into trucks so that when the drivers come in the morning, everything's been loaded and the docks are empty again. And that cycle just happens almost every day. Docks get loaded up, freight gets pulled out onto the dock, gets picked away by the loaders, loaded into trucks, trailers, warehouse. Making our way past the DOT scale here. They're not open because the scale is being rebuilt. So there's a driver here who's just hooking up his refrigeration unit. But yeah, they poured concrete on that, and my guess is they're going to let it sit for a few weeks, let it cure. Dredge has been here right on the waterfront, digging away right at the dock, trying to get it down to 40 feet deep. I think that's what the controlled depth is. Right around 40 feet. It's been there for weeks now, just one chunk of coral at a time. Supposedly sometime this year, this new shipping terminal is going to be open for business. I don't know, I think it's going to be another year. It's a federal job, so it doesn't matter if it goes long, you know? Yesterday in truck 346, the big triaxle. I came in this morning and found out that setup made a mistake and they scheduled me to work in that truck today also, 346. I thought the driver that normally drives it on Monday wasn't working. No, he gives me a call at 3 in the morning. He says, what do you want me to do with your stuff? I go, are you working today? He goes, yeah. I guess the setup messed up. Just hold on to it. When I get in, I'll get it from you. So he started at 3 o'clock with the truck that I was supposed to drive. So I come in at 5 o'clock, which is when I was scheduled. And by that time, he'd gone out and done a run and was back in the yard, so I got my stuff out of his truck. Tried to call somebody to find out what truck they wanted me in and couldn't get a hold of anybody. So then I go through down the list just to see who's not working. And the driver for 354, he's doing the big box at night, coming in at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, oh great, I'll drive his truck during the day and then hand it over to him at 4 o'clock. So I picked up I bobtailed over to the big box in Kailua, picked up their dunnage can that was going to their offsite warehouse in Halava. And as I'm driving to Halava, I get a call and they go, whose truck are you driving? I says, well, I had to make a decision because they couldn't get a hold of anybody, so I told them whose truck I was driving. They go, oh, he's going to be coming in at 12, not 4, so you got to bring that truck back in. No big deal that I was going to end up back there anyway, so dropped off the dunnage at the big box, and then we picked up another dunnage can from the offsite warehouse and took that through about an hour's worth of traffic down to the shipping terminal, dropped off the dunnage can, and then picked up a full LTL, took that back to our terminal, got it on the dock, and then I switched out of 354 into this truck. So we've been moving around from truck to truck today. Once we got in this truck, we picked up a full container going to Maui, an SIT load, which is an LTL that came in yesterday off the ship. Came to our warehouse, we took some stuff out of it, and then we put some stuff in it going to Maui. SIT still in transit. So we took that SIT load into the shipping terminal, dropped it off, and picked up a flatbed load full of concrete forms and took it out to this laydown yard, the Campbell industrial area. That's where all the cement mud got splattered all over the truck from all the rain this morning. Dropped that off and then went a couple blocks down and picked up an empty from the dental or medical supply warehouse. I think it's mostly dental medical supplies. Picked up that empty, brought it back to the shipping terminal, and that's when we turned on the camera. So now we're working on the 7th movement of the day, full 45-foot container. 20 tons of consolidated freight. Headed back to our terminal, making our way around the harbor on Nimitz Highway. Nice local road, basically goes 25-30 miles an hour, light to light, bumper to bumper, make our way around the harbor. So we picked this up at Pier 51, and we're basically making our way all the way around the harbor to Pier 21. That's when we'll make a left on Pacific Street, and that takes us down to our terminal. There's an inter-island shipping terminal to the right. That's Pier 39 and 40. Through 38, it's all the long line fishermen, domestic fleet, as opposed to the international fleet, which has a much smaller area. dock, and also the refueling barge for the harbor. I'm not sure they run the refueling barge anymore. I think they might have changed that. Now they do it with tanker trucks. Now it's a trucking job as opposed to a bulk barge. How does this truck turn? It's the first time I'm making this turn in this truck. At the 45, it's inches. Yep, right on the line. I like this old pickup here on the left. It's a Dodge. I think in my retirement I'd love to find an old Chevy, a 1960 Chevy pickup. 1960 is the year I was born. But I'm not one of those people that wants to fully restore. I just want to get it running, and then not really turn it into a rat rod, but definitely upgrade it to more modern machinery inside. You know? Just have it look like a 1960s on the outside. That might be fun. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of space on the docks. Stick it in the middle of the yard here. That way we're not getting in the way of anything. Working with the big boxes, so I'm not sure if he's pulling that all the way out or is he just going to pull it out enough so you can hook up to it. All the way out. Alright. Put it on the end, in the middle. So all I gotta do is turn around. That way we can stay out of each other's way. What we're doing now is one of the best ways to learn to drive tractor trailer is to jump in a truck in the yard and just slowly maneuver around, you know, tighten up the yard, move containers from one side of the yard to the next. Just get used to working in really tight quarters, because usually base yards are much more difficult than anything else you find out in the community. So if you can get good in your yard, chances are anything you find out in the community is going to be a piece of cake. Why all these cans are double stacked though. Let's go look at the placard on this and see what it says. Auto parts. I came in, I parked Donna's truck there on Saturday, and he came in and used it for the memorial. When he was done, he locked it all up, and I had left my keys in the ashtray. So now I couldn't get into it, and lucky my 3-4 keys.
Oh, good. Yeah, because I fucked over you.
Yeah. Thank you. And then when I came in this morning, Donna was in this truck, and they had me scheduled for the same truck. So I just jumped back in your truck because I thought you were coming in at 4.
Yeah.
You came in at 4? You came in at 4.
Yeah, he texted me last night.
Yeah, he told me, I was doing the first one. I said, oh, you got to get on the truck. So what time are you going to drive now? Jason's truck, you're not working with you.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Yeah, I felt bad because I know you just cleaned the truck.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I thought, I left my radio.
She can't walk out. Really?
It worked. Yeah. Thanks, John. Let's get this landing gear. I thought it was on the other side. truck is really high, so if I go all the way down, the normal trucks wouldn't be able to hook up. So I gotta leave a good bit of space. And that's simply because this saddle is much higher than most. And then we also have big tires. So this truck is much higher. So now we can strap the airbags. Unhook the pin. Got a backup on it. There we go. Too much tension on it. Bobtailing in the yard. 46280. There it is. Target empty. Yep. So we have a big box empty that was delivered to the store last night. It's put back here in the yard. We're going to go ahead and hook up to that, take it back to the shipping terminal. It's 2:54. The shipping terminal closes at 3:45, so we got the time. Lower those airbags again. All right. So yeah, we'll get this hooked up, take it back to the shipping terminal.